Hey guys, it's Bear. It's Sunday, December 21st, and this is my week 6 on T update. I was sort of conflicted about whether or not to do a video this week because there hasn't been a ton of physical changes, and that's what people usually sort of list as they're going through this week 6, whatever. There hasn't been a lot, to talk about. My voice had dropped last week. It kind of came back up this week, and then it seemed to have dropped back down again over the last couple of days. Other than that, there's not a lot to tell, and so I was like, maybe I won't do a video this week. And then I kind of thought about it and realized that this isn't, all about physical changes. There's so much more to it than that, including your state of mind, mental changes, emotional changes, and also how going through this process impacts you. And I think that's an important part of it that needs to be addressed, and not just like, I have peach fuzz coming in, yay. Which is yay, but don't get me wrong, there's more to it than that. So, that being said, this week has been really interesting. There have been some really high points, and there's been some really low points. The high points are that in the course of the last week, I was able to kind of finish off my coming out process, which has been ongoing since October. And I talked to a couple of people that make me just a little bit more nervous, that I was just a little bit more nervous to talk about. And that includes the higher up instructors at both of my martial arts schools and systems, and both people were 100% supportive. They asked very typical questions as per how it's going to impact my training and competing, and that's something that I'd like to talk about, but I'd like to talk about it in another video because there's a lot of information to give. So that's really awesome. Like I said, that rounds out my coming out process. I'm 100% out now, and a lot of people are already 100% on using my preferred name, and most people are pretty darn close on using my preferred pronouns, which is really hard, and people have been trying really hard to use them. Most people have. Some people don't think about it, and that's cool. It's a process for everybody. I misgender myself, so how can I expect people to do it right 100% of the time at this point, so that's been great. The downside of this week is that it's, Christmas is approaching in just a couple of days. Like I said, it's the 21st, and that's been rough. That's been rough because there are people in my life that I am close to, or have been close to, who I'm having a tough time with. I don't want to say they're not supportive, because that's not true. It's just that as far as how I've handled coming out, they don't quite agree with how it's gone, and so they're a little upset with me. So Christmas is going to be different for me this year. I'm trying not to give you tons of information because it's personal. And it concerns other people, and I don't want to go out talking on the internet about that. So that's how it's going to be. Christmas is going to be tough this year. I'm not going to see people that I have seen on Christmas for years, and it's people that are close to my heart, and it's just making me sad. I'm just really bummed out. And somewhat angry, because that's what I do, and just not in the Christmas spirit. I'm Ebenezer Scrooge this year. I'm just like, Christmas, it's an obligation for me right now. I haven't bought any Christmas presents. I haven't been in the mood to put up a Christmas tree or anything. I just kind of want to get it over with, get rid of the retail at work, and be done with it. So that's kind of what week 6 has been like. And there's going to be highs and lows. We know that. Aside from that, I wanted to touch base really quickly on a question that I've gotten a lot, and that's the question of how you kind of physically adapt to still having had no surgeries and just having started HRT. People ask me, like, how are you making yourself, making your chest look so flat? And so I wanted to go ahead and address that for you. I'm gonna go ahead and switch the viewpoint of the room around here so you can see me stand up. And I'm actually going to show you a couple of my different binders. So, I'm going to take my shirt off. I've got a garment underneath that's controlling my chest. It's called a binder or a concealer. I've got two different models and I want to show you both of them. So the one I'm wearing right now is called the Underworks Tri-Top binder. This is the one that I prefer. And what this is, guys, is you step into it upside down, you hold it upside down, you step into it, pull it up to about here, and then pull the sleeves up onto your arms. And then you go ahead and pull it out and adjust everything kind of down into the sides. And it's a really tight compression material in the front and sort of a nylon in the back. So this one breathes really, really well because it's nylon in the back. The part in the front, like I said, is a pretty compression-y material. I think it's lycra and spandex. So this is the Tri-Top. This is the one that I really like. This is the first binder I got that I just started wearing all the time, and I had to buy a couple more because now I can't leave my house without a binder on. So that's the shot from the front. That's from the side. You can see that it's not completely flat when you don't have a t-shirt on. But when you put the t-shirt on, it kind of falls on you and it looks pretty flat. You can also see that I've got a little bit of a belly right now because it's Christmas season and I've been bummed out. As far as what I like about it, it makes me look pretty flat. I had a really cheap binder before that didn't work. What I don't like about it, the only thing I don't like is this skin right here because it's getting pressed to the side. It tends to chafe right there. It's a little bit uncomfortable through the day. But if anything, that's making me puff my arms out more and kind of make me stand a little bit more like a guy. This is the other Underworks model that I own. This is the 997. It's listed as the cotton concealer chest binder, the 997. If you search 997, this pops up. And a lot of people really like this one. I don't, and there's a couple of reasons for that. One is it's actually two shirts. It's the binder type material like this here, and then sewn over it is this sort of tank top material, which means that this is a lot hotter, and tea makes you hotter in the first place, and I just started tea, so I'm also having menopause symptoms like hot flashes. This is a lot hotter. The other thing is that the binding material goes all the way around on this one, so it's binding your back as well. It doesn't breathe as well. I notice I'm sweating a lot more in this one, and also it's pushing on my back in a strange way that I don't like. This one causes back pain for me. A lot of people really like this one though. So it's kind of a debate online in all the forums that I'm on and stuff like that, which is better. Try them both. A lot of people really like this one, the 997. I really prefer the Tri-Top. The other thing about it is that the bottoms of the binders tend to roll up a little bit because your belly is pushing up on it. So if you're moving, sitting, standing, they roll up a little bit. The 997, you can see how long it is. It rolls up here, and then in order to adjust it, you have to kind of, there's more material to deal with, So I prefer just giving a quick kind of adjustment through the day. This one's a little bit more difficult to deal with. That's my opinion. Like I said, they're about $30 online. You can also get them in certain stores if they're in your area. But I would say, to spend the money on both is not really a waste of money. You're gonna want to wear one and wash one. if you're into it at all. A lot of people say the same thing that I said, which is once you start binding, you don't really want to go back and present yourself as being busty. So it's worth giving them both a shot to see which one you prefer. I go back and forth between the two of them, even though I don't like the 997. I wear it as an undershirt at work. Like I said, I work with coffee, and coffee leaves a lingering smell. So my preferred binder I wear everywhere else. The one I don't prefer I wear to work and let that smell like coffee. That's pretty much it for today, guys. Merry Christmas to everyone. Thanks everybody again for your support. I have been invited to a couple of friends' houses for Christmas. I'm not going to be sitting on my own and you know, crying or anything like that. It's going to be cool. I'm just, like I said, I'm not peppy about it. So thank you for the people that have invited me out or have sent holiday wishes. Merry Christmas to everybody out there on the internet, and I will see you next week. Thanks a lot, guys.